Dry spell. That's the safe word. Dry spell. Dry spell.
That's the name of the podcast.
An intentional dry spell.
The name of the podcast is called Dry Spell. That's the name of this episode. Oh shit, we live.
Oh.
What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all good?
I'm
What's
good.
going on out here?
How you feeling?
I'm alright. Sipping a little bit. What's going on, Pat? You can give us another rendition?
You want to care to say that word again?
I got you.
I don't even
Another
know
song.
what you said. Rendition.
Rendition. That's it. That's what I'm
go.
looking for right there.
I didn't know what you said. I knew your eyes didn't match the words that came out.
Hell no.
Your eyes said I said it clearly.
Hey, it's only 7 p.m. It's too early for that right there.
It is too early.
We just getting out here. What's going on with y'all day? How y'all feeling?
Chilling. Are you signing in?
No, we signing in right now.
Oh, do your thing.
Yeah, go and say your name. Go and say your name for the people so they know.
Nah.
Wakanda
forever.
Hey, Wakanda forever, baby.
Oh my God. Please.
Right.
Hey, once again, it's your boy Rick. Got a special guest here in the building.
Nice.
My man Pat, how you doing?
Chilling.
Oh, Kyrie, thought that was for you, did you?
I'm permanent party. I don't know what you're
Exactly. I'll be the special guest.
Hey,
Yeah.
Pat always got a spot up here. What's good with you, big cuz?
Always good.
Yeah, you looking good today.
Thanks.
Got a little scarf. What is that?
Got your
What is that,
peacoat.
velvet?
He got on a peacoat, a blazer.
Hey, where the glasses at?
Chilling.
Okay,
It'll put a
Oh,
glare
you don't
on
want
the
your
camera.
Okay.
Yeah, the light would have put a glare on the camera.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you got to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of the production.
Kyra, what's going on with you?
I'm good. How you
Hey,
feeling?
welcome. I'm good. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad you was able to make it out for sure.
You're a pleasant welcome.
Hey, for sure. Your opinion would be
Valued.
very opinionated. I'll leave it at that.
Good job.
People. Very
Good job.
opinionated.
I just keep it real. I'm sorry.
I love how well versed you are with your vocabulary and how you don't repeat the same word.
Hey, I
The
write
same
for,
word or
I
the
write
same
for a
word?
living, so you know you can't
I like
keep
that.
on the
Kara
same.
said the same word or the same word. I peeped
That
it.
was bad right there. What you got in that cup? Lil Yak?
Oh, this is water.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, water.
Water.
All right, so let's go on with the podcast. I'm
like
gonna
the
cut you
English
off right
accent.
there. So we got a good show today. A little bit of topics about everything. Got some current events for the people. Talk about the music scene with Xan versus Tupac, which pains me to even say those two names in the same sentence.
Yeah.
93.9 talk about that shit that happened the other day. Real crazy out here in DC area. But first, we're going to start off with a little bit of politics, which is taboo subject, but nothing's taboo up here at BLACKSnYAC podcast. Donald Trump agrees to meet with Kim Jon for the first time ever. First time a sitting president has met with the leader of North Korea. What y'all think about it?
I think it's a coup.
A coup. Go ahead. Go and speak your shit. What you got?
I just look. I'm not gonna go into
thought about
detail.
it this
Nah,
morning.
go
All
in
I'ma
detail.
say-
You got all the time in the world.
Look,
Go
look,
into detail.
All I'm gonna say is the security better be tight.
Yeah.
Look, I don't trust neither one of them, honestly.
Okay.
So I think that the North Korean government and the American government should have their presidents on lock. Because it's like when you want to make a trade with somebody and you're in elementary and you don't want to trade your hand first.
That pencil for them
Right,
bag of chips.
right.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that before you make your trade, they on the same page. That's how I feel it's going to be.
Yeah. My thing is this.
What you got?
We can going back even, let's say, as recent, but as far back as Bill Clinton,
Okay.
apostrophe S, excuse me, administration. There have been attempts to work with Korea, and obviously it's been unsuccessful, and every president coming in. So from that to Bush, Obama's administration as well has attempted, including sanctions, with them to try to make something work, and it was unsuccessful for reasons in itself that I don't have to go too deep into, just to make the point of I'm skeptical to say the least.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you here, but think about it like this. So I read a report that North Korea is essentially broke. So you got this nuclear program that a lot of people want to shut down right now.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, if you're the leader of North Korea, this is what I'm thinking right now if I was in his
Money.
shoes. Yeah, money. Also, have you ever seen a picture of North Korea in South Korea at night? The difference?
Mm-mm.
I'll bring it up to show you real
Oh
quick.
yes, I've seen it.
You seen it?
It's like one light on in North Korea.
Yeah, it's like
and it's all
yeah.
black.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen that picture.
Yeah, it's like one candle lit in like the
Right,
Capitol,
right.
and South Korea is just like booming.
Right.
So this is why I was. This is if I was him, if I was in his shoes. This is what I want right here. I'll bring back the program, but I need some goddamn power for my people. Some food as well too. You heard the rumors about they got some type of rations, famines. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use that word there. Famines going on. It's crazy out there. It's crazy.
So you're saying Kim Jong-un should ask? You think that if he were to ask the American government for money, that he would use it to help his people?
Exactly. You're
'Cause
getting
I
ready to get into the
sure
point of the
don't.
matter, and that is
'Cause I
that
think he would take
you're
that money-
speaking to something that goes against the very nature of who he is.
Dictator.
Now, I'm saying that if I'm in his shoes, what I'm asking for. I'm not saying
So
if
if
The
him.
country is in that position for a reason.
If Ricky Williams was in those shoes, yes. But Kim Jong-un is in those shoes, and Kim Jong-un is lining his pockets
Yeah.
and his family's pockets and whoever else is in his close-knit circle of people. He not helping his country because that man got enough money to get those people out of the situation they're in.
Yeah.
Now.
Do you think so? Right now?
I think so, yep.
I know he's living. I mean, look at him. He's dude's
Well, at
fat as
least-
shit.
at
Dude's
least-
living
Nobody
large.
nobody keeps
at
that
least to make a difference.
nobody keeps that same fresh haircut without money.
Hey,
Takes money to maintain the skin
You
type.
know? I'm just saying.
that guy's interesting. He's a lot different from his father because he's actually traveled the world.
That's a nice adjective to use.
No, I want to bring him to a bigger point. He's traveled the world. He's big on he's even big on American culture. I mean, you know, him and Dennis Rodman got that friendship going
that
on.
strange relationship.
Yeah,
sure.
and Dennis Rodman.
That's-
You know the FBI actually brought him in for questioning after
Dennis Rodman?
Yeah,
course.
after that whole thing was over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What they think Dennis Rodman gonna do?
Hey, he's an American that went over there.
It was his
prominent American.
accessibility to Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, see what he was talking about. See what it's like over
okay. I'm thinking
No.
you're saying he's working with the North Korean government.
Well, yeah, that was some of the things they were questioning him about because of, Kim Jong-un, giving him personal invitations.
Even if he gave him a
Ain't just me.
personal invitation, how is he gonna get him into the country?
What is
He-
that? I'm
If
sorry.
if Dennis Rodman gave him a personal invitation on his private jet,
No. Reverse. Kim Jong-un was extending a personal
Okay.
invitation to
To-
Dennis Rodman.
okay.
And then
flying him to
subsequently-
North Korea.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So,
he might be the key to this whole thing, though.
Dennis Rodman. The key
He
to
might
world
be able to
peace.
go over there
Yeah.
and be like, "Look, man, we're best friends, right?
yeah.
Don't do this."
The only thing Dennis Rodman was the key to is impeccable defense for the 90s Chicago Bulls. And that's it.
Hey,
And rebounding.
so the meeting's supposed to go down
And
before.
Pamela Anderson's.
Hey,
God.
Carmen
that's-
Electra.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
Carmen Electra.
Hey,
Good
Dennis
job.
Rodman. Hey, he been doing his thing out here.
Gross.
So how you think the meeting's gonna go down? Where you got Donald Trump and Kim Jong.
I feel like
meeting
nothing
face to face.
will be accomplished.
Okay.
Nothing.
Why so? What you think?
Do I really need to elaborate? Like,
Nah, I'm curious.
is
Yeah,
Donald
go
Trump
on.
the type of man that you look at and you say, that man is well versed?
I think it's the reverse. I think that the meeting itself will be on the surface seemingly productive and very much
But at the
in
end,
agreement, and it's the follow through that
Exactly.
will fall short.
but that's what I
And
say. What
that
I say.
will prove right. That will give credence
It'll-
to history.
I feel like they can talk all they want, but at the end of the day,
They're going to do what they want
exactly.
to do. Yeah.
So Kim.
Without foreign influence.
So Kim Jong, he wants his nuclear program to be, as powerful as any country.
Yeah,
out
without
here.
without
They
inclusion.
don't have
Yeah.
the funds or the resources,
But-
though.
He has. Well, we talked about earlier. He has funds for certain things. Obviously, his lifestyle.
Well, then
For his
too,
own personal lifestyle, yes. But to power an entire military with nuclear power, no.
and then two, the reality is they're feeling the weight of these sanctions. They just
That-
imposed new
that's also true,
sanctions
yeah.
last week.
That's also right.
And then they put out, that international law has been broken and all of that kind of BS. But the reality is they're feeling the weight of it. So, and there are more to come. And they had already put the sanction in place prohibiting banks so that way they couldn't fund a country that's known, to advance nuclear warfare. So
And also, they're riding a pretty good wave right now. You know, they just had the Winter Olympics in South Korea, and the North Korea and South Korea teams are pretty much one. They flew in the same flag, so they had a good show in there. So they're pretty much just trying to, you know, I guess, it's a all right. So this is what I want to say right here.
Edit
We don't
that
really
out.
fucking know. To be honest with
don't.
you. We don't fucking know.
We don't.
What he wants right now. He's playing. He's
I'm
playing the game correctly.
I'm so skeptical though.
There's nothing wrong with that right there.
I don't trust him.
Kim
Somebody
Jon, he's
who
playing
would
the game
hire
correctly
someone
right
to
now.
use a chemical agent to kill his own brother is not the type of person that is trustworthy.
You kill your own family, you know. I don't want everyone
That's
be the same
blood.
over
That's
you.
your blood. That's your blood. And you are so power hungry that even if he wasn't behind it, because we don't really know. We just know what we read. But at the end of the day, he stepped into power without a second. As soon as his brother was gone, he stepped up in there.
Oh, his father.
His father.
Wait, I thought
His father reigned before him.
Yeah, father came before him. But
he killed his brother though, because his brother was supposed to be next in line.
yeah,
There we go. I got it right.
that's just crazy. Could you imagine if it was like that here? If it was just like one family ruled forever?
A monarchy?
Yeah.
Up
Okay,
top.
yeah.
I love it.
Y'all owe each other another drink.
The devil is a lie.
Hey, you got that.
I'm looking at this cup like, man,
Woo,
What you
that's
got- let me
looking
see what
pretty
you got in that
deep.
cup right
I'm
there.
committed.
I got a little
Let me see
sip.
that cup.
That's your Friday drink though.
Yeah.
It's
I think this is
Friday,
my
man.
third though.
It's been a long day.
I got a little dab compared to that.
Hey, you got that. We still got that
Yeah, I
Bud Light
think this
too.
is my third.
Bud Light Lime. Yeah,
But,
but it's crazy,
Nah,
dude.
you know, I'm
It's
not
crazy.
big on the beer, so.
Nah, you all good. It's
So
crazy.
in
I just don't know. I don't know. Go on.
In your opinion, even though they're meeting, it doesn't mean that anything is going to go one way or the other.
Yeah, for sure.
But how do you think the American military is going to respond?
Am I the I don't want to speak on behalf of the American military, so I'll speak on behalf of
Yourself.
Ricky Williams.
Yep.
Myself as a citizen of the United States of America. With that being said, I can only give my personal opinion, and I think that any type of talk or negotiation is always a good step in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime you have a problem with somebody, sitting down talking it out is always the way to go. Now, what happens next is anyone's guess, but it's better than shooting, killing, bombing, possibly go to war, you know, losing lives. Pat, what the fuck you doing over there? About to take a goddamn picture of me? What the hell was that?
I don't have the battery percentage to do that.
That's an iPhone
It's
with that
like
2%.
low battery.
I'm
will
on
not
1%.
no flat.
I'm over here
One?
making-
One.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're making a great point. You about to do some crazy shit.
No, I'm
But-
listening to you.
Yeah.
I read an
I'm
article.
actually making sure I was on vibrate.
For show purposes. Go ahead, Kyrie. You got it.
I was just gonna say I
Turn
read
it
an
to the
article.
hotline after 7.
I can't with you.
5.
I
Hey,
can't.
after 7 when the minutes are free.
You remember? Do you remember those days?
You better not make
Man.
no phone calls after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I used to have a.
And it better
as
not
a
be
As
international.
a teenager, I used to have a Sprint phone, and Sprint was better because theirs was 7. After
Mm-hmm.
7, it was free, and I think all the rest were like 8 or 9.
Yeah, it was 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It'd be like 6:55. Man, call me back in like 6
Yeah,
minutes.
you said it like
Hit
it was
Call me
yesterday.
back in
Hey, hit that
6 minutes.
701.
Yeah,
Don't hit me at
yeah.
7 o'clock. Hit me
Like,
at
man,
701.
what is wrong with you calling me at 6:52? What the hell? Ah,
You
damn,
only
you
got
can't.
8 minutes left.
You can't make a sandwich, heat up some ramen noodles, something. You don't know how to kill that time,
That's back when they had text message plans. You had 500 text messages a month.
man.
Could you imagine?
No,
Yes,
I can't
I don't
imagine.
have to. I lived it
Ugh.
Yeah, it's true.
because
What
I
we
had
talking
that
about?
Sprint phone I talked about was a PDA.
I hate when people say
Jesus
the
Christ.
old days
We
were
had a
amazing.
sidekick?
They were not.
Yes, a Sprint Sidekick. Stupid.
T-Mobile sidekick.
Exactly.
You know I was going there with that.
No, I had a Sprint. Damn, I forget the name of that phone, but it was their version of a BlackBerry. But not I'm sorry, they had a BlackBerry, but it was another phone that looked similar. It was like a touch something. I don't know, but anyway.
You don't.
Yeah.
Man, fuck all them old phones.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
My first phone
Nextel
was
was
the
the shit.
Cricket. You remember Cricket with the silver with the blue?
Boost Mobile.
Yes.
I had one of those, and then I upgraded to a pink flip phone.
Nice.
The
Oh, how cute is that?
Razor.
Living out
Oh, the
here.
Razor. Oh, the red.
Razor.
The red Razor for Africa.
My dad had a Razor.
Ain't shit changed with age at all.
Yeah.
I had a pink one. But as I was saying, back to this Donald Trump. I read an article and they were talking about how the military leaders have met and they've discussed what would happen if we actually went to war with North Korea. And it's kind of interesting because they say it's not bad because it wouldn't be as devastating as like World War I or World War II. But their problem is, in order to level out the North Korean government, they would have to kill millions of innocent people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the first thing that's going to happen is that North Korea, they already got their bombs pointed right at Seoul, the capital of South Korea. So,
and guess where?
It's
there's
a
a base
lot of people
right
living
there.
Yep.
There's
over,
a
Osan.
Yep. American military bases right there in the area.
Yeah, I got a couple. We all got a couple friends out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely. I've been there a couple times myself. You know, it's a great base. They have a great basketball team on base too. Just
really?
Side note. Yeah, their basketball
So
team.
random.
That basketball team is evidently like one of the best base basketball teams in the out of the whole world as far as
That's so random.
yeah,
like
as far as military,
right? Like,
that's what I heard. I'm just reporting the news. I could be wrong. Who knows?
fake news. Fake news.
Somebody fact check me. I know y'all will anyway, but it's what they told me. That's what they told me right here. But you gotta think though. You got cats that go over there from everywhere, and not to mention them cops. Some of their boys right there, the maintenance cats, man. When it come to that basketball, man, them boys got it.
All I know
them
about
boys got
Korea
it for sure.
is it's a party.
Yeah, South Korea's a party.
Yeah.
North Korea hungry.
Yeah, they starving. Did you see the video of the girl who was talking about she escaped? You didn't see this?
Yeah, they're like celebrities when they get to South
Yeah.
She's
Korea.
older now, though, right?
Yeah.
She's older, yeah.
Yeah.
She escaped, and
Yes.
she basically was talking about her life as a child in North Korea. And they have like, I think she said like one TV channel. Can you imagine having one TV channel?
State news.
Mm-hmm.
One TV channel, no rights as a citizen. You can't do anything. There's a curfew. You a grown woman, and you got to be in your house by a certain time.
Yeah.
See,
Well, there was a gentleman that was
Or man.
that the current president highlighted and addressed during his State of the Union address. Excuse me. But and it was sort of, just a story about his struggle there, and his family and the tragedy that surrounded that, and then and his leg being shattered and all of that. And it's just but the hardships that come out of that country, and then obviously making it here, and and
People
it was
don't-
heartfelt.
People don't.
It
think
was a
about that.
diversion, it was deflective, should I say?
Of course.
But but his experience in
Right.
itself, I can have empathy for.
Right.
yeah, it's a lot of craziness in this world, but it's a lot of craziness in America too. But there's no place I'd rather live at. Jesus Christ, Pat. Somebody got a napkin.
Just
Are you
keep it
done
going.
already? Really?
Good
No,
Lord.
no,
You're
it was
done.
just-
Hey,
You had too much.
make sure we get that on tape too, please. I don't care if you got cut off
Are
from
you
me.
done?
Please get that on
Are
tape.
you done? What was that on?
Myself? I don't know.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Oh, maybe I've heard that once or twice.
Are you done? You've had too much to drink.
Hey, Kyra, get him. Jesus Christ, Pat. What's that? That was your
Yeah.
first sip, right?
In Northwest, you hear that voice.
Nah, but there's no other place I'd rather live at than this country, man.
Appreciate you.
It's got a lot of shit going on, but at the end of the day, the majority of people here that I've came across, it's usually just nothing but love.
Right.
It's just a few. It's a lot of bullshit, but there's a lot more love out here, and we need to definitely speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
But to finish up this conversation, I think it's great that that both parties are meet with each other. I have no problem with that at all. Yes, Kyra, I hope security is tight.
It better be. It has to be.
Yeah, I don't want anything to happen.
I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, for sure. I want nothing to happen to nobody.
Well,
I mean, and then they have their process in terms of security anyway.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like they're going to let him just walk into a room without Secret Service being
Nah,
tight.
they're gonna sweep that room several times.
Well,
Anyway.
or even still, there's even beforehand, weeks.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Oh, for sure. I think it's gonna take
And
place.
they're on the ground. They're not leaving.
Have they
and
set
yeah.
a date yet?
They said before May 2018 this year.
Oh, that's right, May.
Yeah, and I think it's going to take place in South Korea, which I think is a great spot for it to. I think it's honestly the only spot it could happen at.
Yeah.
Because I
They-
don't
so
want
they're
him
gonna
over
come to DC.
Look,
That's
I
all.
don't want him
Neutral
over
ground.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Neutral
keep him
ground.
over there. I don't want him over here.
Nah, over here is different. That's even better.
You
Oh,
think
oh.
Kim Jong Un should come here
It's
to
even
meet with the
better
president? Why?
for security purposes.
Yes.
No, if he came over for security, he'll be protected 100%.
Yeah, he's
nothing
protected.
would happen to him.
And we are not a country that's going to have that kind of attack on them.
We're
Like
not.
that's not even a worry.
Then you got
But
the whole world watching too.
I still wouldn't feel comfortable with him on American soil.
Home, but home turf is always an advantage.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do anything crazy here.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
Are they going to meet on a base, an American base?
That I don't know. I'm sure they haven't
in
disclosed
South
that.
Korea?
This
I would
early.
I would take it if I had to just guess. Maybe Seoul. I don't know though. Maybe in the capital.
But it's semantics.
Yeah, it's so much
I
going
feel
on
like
with
there's
that.
nowhere that's safe.
At the end of the day, I just hope everybody gets a positive outcome with this.
We need to come to some kind of agreement.
Mike's laptop cover reminds me of the first desktop that Apple when they released it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
With the
Mac
transparent
desktop?
colors.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the transparent back.
Hey, that shit was cold.
Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah, now you want to see one in the house today.
And it had the little twist off, to
You said
get
you're gonna see
into
one in
the
the house today.
Yeah. If you came to my house, you saw one of those over there, somebody slap me, please. Please.
And it's
'Cause I'm
funny
out of
because
date.
that was the color I favored. That sort of turquoise one.
Yeah, that shit
Oh.
smooth.
Yeah, it was dope.
Just
don't
the
know
way I
why
like my
that's weird
ocean
to
water.
me.
Because turquoise isn't exactly masculine.
Yeah. Or
But of the colors,
I'll-
it was like that was the coldest one because they had like pastel orange and
okay.
all that
Ugh.
kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah.
But it's just weird to me. Even when a man pulls out his phone, if the phone case is like pink,
No, never.
That's something
I can
different. right
guarantee
there.
you-
You
Yeah,
say
that's something
that.
different. Yeah.
but I've seen it.
No. I'm
like-
talking about me personally.
What kind of man?
Yeah,
has
when
a
it comes to
pink phone
something
case?
like that, like that's
It's
not who
weird.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
more of a, you've seen me and how I dress and what I carry. It's black, grays,
We see you right now. The
Maybe.
people see you
Yeah.
right now.
maybe a blue, and
maybe,
maybe
a
a
little
scarf.
blue
keep
here
it
and
classic and clean and elegant. That
A
kind
lack of a
thing.
hairline.
Yeah, there you go. Lack of hairline.
there. A little bit of hair, not a whole lot.
yeah.
Hey, before we move on, any final thoughts on this? Yeah, breathing that incense.
That's just my thought. It's just why?
Your final thought is why?
Why are we in this position? That's
Yeah.
my question.
She's not in favor of it. Period.
I'm not.
I'm with you.
I
I
understand.
hear you.
I understand where you're leading.
We've been
to
doing
right
this
there.
dance with North Korea forever.
Mm-hmm.
Something has to change.
Well, hopefully before May, something happens. All right,
I hope so.
let's move on.
All right.
So this next topic pains me completely. I am hurt to even bring these two names up in the same sentence. I apologize to all the listeners: Mike, Kyra, Pat, Darnell, baby girl, my two kids, all my cousins, my grandma, and every hip hop head that's ever existed. Lil Xan and Tupac. Oh. Can I
This is
please
a
take a
joke.
moment of silence? Lil Xan, Tupac. Now, I'm not well versed in Lil Xan's music. I've heard his music. Of course, for the podcast, I had to listen to it. I'm not a huge fan. I think some of his beat production is decent, but I mean, you're talking about something totally different than the actual lyrical content. Lil Xan recently said that in an interview that Tupac was a boring rapper, and he didn't really rate him too high on his scale.
Which is ironic.
Tupac to me is
2
not
out of 9
as
to be
not
specific.
2 out of 9 clout.
Yep.
Tupac to me is not only one of the greatest rapper that ever exists, but personally, he's also a Gemini like myself. So I got a real personal bias when it comes to Tupac, and I'm a huge fan.
I'm ashamed my cousin is gay.
Can you warm me a little bit?
Yeah, we got you. What y'all think? What y'all got for it?
I'm gonna let you go, Pat. You go ahead.
I'll
Oh
s-
dang!
I'll start.
You heavy-handed.
Nah, I got you. I
Nah,
got
it
you. I
was
got
a
you. I
small
got you. I got
string.
you.
There ain't no small string.
Well, it was a steady string.
Pat
Thank
used to a
goodness
small
for-
string.
Thank God for a healthy. But
Shout out to Blood.
no, I don't want no blood. that's the reverse of
That's
healthy.
go to the doctor immediately.
Hey,
But hey,
you know I'm going there with that one. That's family for you.
It's ironic that little Xanax calls Pac's flow boring because to be honest with you, and actually, I'll preempt this to say I respect anyone who puts their art out there
Yeah, 100%.
and respect the
100%.
hustle and the grind, and so it's no shot at him, but I didn't know who he was. before this, so I actually had to do a little bit of homework just to see some of his content, listen to some of his music. And for me, it's I got disinterested really quickly by his flow.
I'm bored.
And it's and it's that slow, like, sort of mumble rap, and it's on topics that have no substance. And the justification will more commonly be, oh, this is the life I'm living. Okay, if that's the rebuttal, then it, like I say, it lacks substance.
First of all,
and
go ahead, Pac.
For me, Pac, obviously he was a rapper, but he preached on revolution, and his art form was more poetic, and it was relative to what was going on, and it was the unpopular thing to speak about, and that was evident by what was being spoken from his peers, and sure, he had rough edges, granted, but that takes nothing away from what he contributed to the culture, and he helped shape and form the culture and propelled it. There are so many artists who live in a space today because of his contribution. You wouldn't have your Kendrick Lamar without Tupac.
Not at all.
Specifically without Tupac. And Kendrick Lamar has publicly stated that. And so anyway, and I hate that it shouldn't even carry that much weight. For me personally, it doesn't. But obviously it's a topic we're speaking about. But it's just it's one of those ha 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 and point moments. Like, oh, you stupid.
Now, Kyra, I don't want to cut you off real quick. I know you about to go in. But I think we all agree here. So I'm going to play a little devil's advocate. I disagree.
Oh, God. You about to troll.
I'm going to play a little devil's advocate.
Don't troll.
But I'm going to let you get out what you want to say first before I bring in my points. Because I think it's interesting as far as us when it comes to music and hip-hop and when we first started listening to hip-hop. But go ahead, Kyra, let you speak.
I was just going to say that there's like a level of disrespect. Regardless of his hustle, like we were talking earlier, I can respect the hustle. I'm not going to say creative and all that, but I can say I can respect his hustle. Do what you do. Do what you do to get your paycheck. Because at the end of the day, everybody's looking for a paycheck. They got to pay their bills. They got to feed themselves or their families, etc. But to discredit one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time is extremely disrespectful, in my opinion. Because even if you thought his music was boring, you can say that because that's your opinion, but you need to follow it with, I personally didn't find his music entertaining, but what he did for the hip-hop community was amazing. Because without pioneers like him and Biggie, and
you can't argue the influence.
You can't. Right. And I just felt like it was very disrespectful of him to get on an interview. Shade. It was, but also another side of the coin is, and we can say this about a lot of younger up and coming people in the entertainment industry, is that they're looking for something for attention. And just like you said, you had never heard of him before he said that.
Truly.
If it wasn't for this very podcast, you still wouldn't know who Lil Xan was. I didn't know who he was either.
Yeah. 3 hours ago, I didn't.
I swear. I'm like Googling, like, who is this? And I'm not going to sit here and say I have every Tupac album ever made. I know his greatest hits, like most normal people do who have jobs and bills.
Yeah.
But
I can say the same
look at
statement.
him and say I respect him for what he did for the culture.
You can make that off a small body of work, not even the whole.
I just feel like it was very disrespectful. 2 out of 9.
Tupac, I'm looking at some of his greatest hits right here. I just got to pull it up. Some of his songs: "Keep Your Head Up," "Hail Mary," "Me Against the World," "How Do You Want It,"
Machiavelli.
"Life Goes On," "Hit 'Em Up," "Brandon Got a Baby," "I Get Around," "Changes California Love," "Picture Me Rolling," "How They Mourn Me, Dear Mama," "To Live and Die in L.A." Oh, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean,
Honestly, like, have you ever heard it? Oh, my fault. That's pot going off right there.
Maybe he
May he rest in
hasn't
peace.
heard his music.
I mean, Brenda's got a baby, dude, in terms of social.
That song made me cry the first time I heard
I
it.
mean, come on now. Like,
I was
beautiful.
literally in tears the first time I heard it.
come on, man.
And then you over here. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. You know,
Nah.
what?
Nah, that's
Keep
why I
it
said.
classy.
That's why I said it's so.
No. Go there.
No.
Don't keep it classy.
No.
I'm gonna keep it classy.
Nah,
take
because
that lid off.
I am
It's
an
out-
educated woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
It's so outlandish that you can't, to address it feels like a waste of time. I'm not. That's what I said. I don't even put too much
I
weight
feel like
into it. It's
he
like
did
a
it
chuckle.
intentionally for this attention.
Yeah.
Because guess what? As soon as you were like, he said, "What about Tupac?" Google.
Yeah.
Let me listen to his music and rate his music now.
So obviously, it's
How many
it's
streams did he
important
get
for
recently?
a man to finish. So I'll just end
no,
it on.
finish
No,
what
no,
you
no,
said.
no,
I'll
no.
just
Okay,
end
go
it
We
ahead.
ain't
on.
done yet. We
I
far from done with this
strong-
one.
I'm just-
No, I just mean to say, like, I strongly disagree.
Are we going to talk about the entire genre?
No.
that he fits into?
Now that we all agree, we say our opinions. Now I'm about to go ahead and play devil's advocate. You said troll. I'll never admit to being a troll on live air, through social media, or through conversation unrecorded. So I just want to throw that out there for the people. I even looking at the camera when I say it. Y'all see me.
I'm
Eyes
looking at
on
your
lock.
nose sweating.
Hey, nose ain't never sweating, baby.
Right, that's that brown
Hey.
liquor.
Hey, you see
Hold
me?
on,
I'm
Let me
100%
make sure I'm
comfortable.
not oily.
Yeah, I know I'm probably.
Now, let me say
out-
this.
That's when you got that good hydrated skin.
Yeah.
What kind of
Get a
oil you
little
rocking
oil.
with?
What kind of oil I use on my face?
Yeah.
You
Canola.
Don't, look, I use a lot of skin.
Vegetable or canola?
Crisco.
Canolas
I
for
just
those
dip
hot
right into
temperatures.
Coconut oil and just smack it right on my
Yeah,
cheek.
yeah.
Smack it.
Yeah, use that
Just
Pam,
a dab.
that Pam coconut oil for the head. Keep the hair nice and moist.
Mm-hmm.
One of Pat's favorite words.
Moist.
Yeah, he loved that word right
I
there.
love saturation.
Saturation with a whole lot of drool.
Oh man. Oh.
Hey, hold a second. I ain't trying to get you excited. So this is what I want to say
Me
right
or
here.
Kyra?
Gross.
Are you talking about me or Kyra?
Oh, you
You.
talking a dry spell over
Please,
here?
you.
Oh, I'm good.
Don't bring
I
up
can't
my
afford that.
situation.
I
Hey.
have on dress pants. I can't afford
Hey,
that.
hey, that's,
They tell my whole life story,
hey, don't worry. We
and
got,
it's a long one.
hey, we got a table. Right,
Sorry, Kyra. My apologies.
Hey, we got it's a table right here. You good to go. Don't worry about it. If you got to step out the room for a little
nah, but I
bit, we
love
understand.
Kyra. It's all respect.
You talking a dry spell.
Don't talk about my dry spell.
Yeah. Shout out to Nate, man.
Hey,
miss
Nate,
you.
we miss you, man.
Some more than others.
Yeah, exactly. Come back and take care of yours.
I'm hurting out here in these streets.
What's wrong with you? Come and take care of yours.
He can't.
Did
It's
you
not
mean?
my
Did
fault
you
or
mean
his.
take care of yours and come? Is that what you mean?
Patrick.
I guess it was the end of window.
Is that that's the safe word? So what was the safe word? I'm the one that stated it. I forgot it already.
You don't need to know it.
Thank
Just
God I'm
be
not.
quiet.
Thank God I'm not kinky. I'd have been in
I-
trouble.
Oh no.
What's the safe word?
Listen, this man.
I need a cheat sheet.
Oh,
You don't need no
Jesus
cheat
Christ.
sheet.
I
I'll tell you to shut up.
forgot
Just
the
shut
word.
up.
I forgot the word. Time out.
It's shut up.
That's a safe word.
Yep.
That's boring.
Shut up.
That's not good.
Turquoise.
Shut
Turquoise.
the hell up.
That's the safe word.
Turquoise.
Turquoise.
Turquoise is a little
Yeah.
better.
That is not the safe word.
Ew.
A turquoise
Ew.
dry spell.
Is it just say ill?
Yeah, turquoise.
Ew.
Ew.
That's,
Ew.
L.
no, that's not good either. So, we all agree that's boring as shit. So I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate. Xan, can we really blame him for how he feels? Now, before you say anything, Tupac's been dead for 22 years. All right.
And Xan is what, 21?
Xan is 21. Now, let me ask you, I'm bringing my own situation. I'm putting myself on blast right now. The Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash. All right. I know these artists. I do have respect for them for where they paved the way. So there may be a little bit difference between me and him. But as far as their catalog of music, I'm not well versed in that. Does that make me less of a hip hop head? Does that make me not a fan?
No, because just like you said, even though you aren't well versed on their music, you can still respect them for what they did for hip hop.
But will I play their music at a house party or drive down the street on a Wednesday or
play their
late
music.
at night on a Saturday night?
No. But at a family cookout, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's
All
a time and a place for every genre of hip hop. And I
Or
say
waking
genre,
up Saturday morning, you in the kitchen,
Look.
you cooking that breakfast,
Look.
feeling good.
put on
you,
some Sugar Hill Gang.
You grind all week and earn that weekend. Yeah,
Look,
got that thing cranking in the
I feel
spot.
like every genre of music can be broken down further into their own separate
into
genre.
subgenres.
And then the
I agree.
reality of the matter is, it's one thing to feel how you feel, but when you make a statement like that,
Expect to get some flashbacks.
you would obviously have a point of reference, right?
Oh, for sure.
Or
And the
explain yourself.
beauty of music is it's forever because
It's timeless.
Thankful to technology, so you can
Thank you,
always
technology.
refer to that. So he can actually. It doesn't matter where he comes from. I get that there are generations who will not get the same severity of that time because the music came out of a certain.
It preceded their birth. They
Yeah,
weren't
exactly.
even born yet.
So I get that. But to go as far as boring is a whole nother statement.
Boring is absolutely
But look,
disrespectful.
I
100%.
might be a different.
Yeah, just listening to it. Even today, there are tracks that they transcend time because
Before their time. Absolutely.
because
100%.
it has substance. It's not mumble rap.
You can call
It's not talking about bullshit. You know what I mean? Excuse me cursing, but
Hey, curse all you want
actually
to.
it has substance. So
You said the S word. Like what?
Well, actually,
But,
what is it? Is it
we
the B word
grown.
since it's bullshit?
We grown.
Hey, Kyle, call him out.
but anyway,
Go get 'em.
so that's my point in it. It's like, you stupid. It's just like, man, come on.
So,
I
go ahead, Kyra.
I was just gonna say, like, just because you weren't born when a certain artist was popular doesn't mean you can't know their music. Because there are plenty of people who are his age, who are huge hip hop fans. Like, I love old music. I was born in 1991, so I was young, but I listened to music that was I listened to Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, Etta James. I listen to music that is. You can look at my phone right now. On my phone, my playlist
Nina Simone,
is
that's my girl.
all Strange Fruit. I
The
could listen to
power
that.
of strange fruit is so funny. You
I
said
was
that.
literally about to cry in the car on the way.
But it warrants that.
Respect.
I
If
mean,
you are an African American or you are of black African
words.
descent, like if the story it tells during slavery and the suffering, the lyrics itself.
Listen to it.
Strange fruit hanging off a mahogany tree. Mahogany was a popular tree to hang slaves off of because of the strength and durability of it, because they were so dense.
Poplar trees.
Yeah.
It was poplar.
Yeah,
That's
poplar,
the,
excuse me. Yeah.
You good though?
for the reference, that's a track that Kanye sampled as well, too,
Yeah.
for Yeezus.
I mean,
low hanging fruit.
Blood
just
from the
strange
leaves.
fruit.
hanging
like, come
from
on.
the poplar trees, black bodies
Come on.
swinging in the southern breeze. Like, just that's the kind of music that has substance and power.
And impactful.
And it means something.
It's definitely my favorite song for her for those reasons.
And it's not her song.
It has nothing
It's
to
Billie
do.
Holiday's
yeah,
song,
It has
originally.
nothing to do with pop, but it's her that saltiness and that soulful voice of hers that made it that much more impactful. Not to
discredit. Right.
Billie Holiday.
I feel
It's
you.
just she has that elegant sort of.
Right.
She lays a track with silk, but
So this is what I want to say right here. It's two things with this. I'm glad you brought that up. Lyrics and the message will always go a long way in anything.
that's what I listen
It will
to
live
most
forever.
music for.
Now let me. This is two things I'm gonna say right here. Some people may consider it a hot take, but I've had my time to think about this one. I think I can argue this one correctly.
You be thinking?
Hey, I blink. I
You
blink at the
use
same
your
time,
brain. Oh my God.
and I breathe, and somehow my heart beats. I don't know. Hey, that's a trifecta, baby.
Look at God.
You better work, God.
I think 444, Jay-Z's album, is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever created.
Yeah, good point. Good segue because
And
that's
also,
why I love it.
Also, I'm gonna say something else completely different. I think if you give it a very, very hard look, I think Eminem is a great rapper as far as skill. I think his songs and his music over time have developed into garbage. I don't feel like his music stands the test of time or even exists in certain planes of my particular day.
You know what I think that is? Production. I think it's the
I don't.
I think it's the beats because the story of where he comes from and what he endured is transcends time.
I'm gonna disagree.
I think it's
Which part?
and then some of the antics. You know, some of
Mm-hmm.
the tracks are fun and they have these
But
wild antics.
I'm gonna-
Do they don't age well though? You're not listening to D12 My Band on a Thursday morning going to work.
Yeah, but that's D12. We're talking about Eminem.
It's an Eminem song.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Come on now, let's be honest.
Look.
All right, what do you want to give you?
There's a supply and there's a demand. People want music. If you rush a creative artist before they're ready, you're gonna get shit. If you let them look, Jay Electronica, when the last time he dropped an album?
Never.
Ooh.
He never dropped an album.
But guess what? That man is magnificent.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful rapper with
Producer, writer.
eloquence and like seriously, I just feel
It's
like
just
there's a
dreamy.
supply. There's a supply and there's a demand. If people want music, they're gonna be begging, Eminem, when's your next Eminem? And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just go in the studio and I'm gonna force it and put this out, and hopefully it sticks. And it does, because Eminem is still one of the biggest rappers.
Oh, for sure. I think
out there.
I think he's a great. When it comes to rapping, I think Eminem.
His delivery,
honestly,
his flow, his everything.
To me, him and Tech Nine are two of my
he be
favorite.
spitting on the microphone,
When it
like
comes to
literally
flow and delivery,
spitting.
It's dude, that thing is incredible.
I-
Absolutely. I feel like his song structure and also going against the test of time, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up.
I just feel like money talks, and if the goal is to make money, they're just gonna put out music without taking the time. Because sometimes artists go through dry spells. A painter doesn't paint every day. A painter paints when they're inspired to paint. A singer sings or writes lyrics when she's inspired to write. So when you get to a certain level as an artist and you have a large fan base, they want music more frequently. Like, think about Adele. Everybody was like, Adele, where you at?
That's my
Adele, where
girl.
you at? Adele, where you at? She took some time for herself. She had a baby. I don't know if she got married, but she had a baby. She took time for herself, and her fans went crazy because she wasn't making music.
Yeah, you know, she made a statement that she's done with live performances.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she said it. That's a challenge.
I don't believe her.
Well, no, she said that was the largest hurdle for her. It's a huge
Going on
challenge,
tour?
and it's not organic for her to actually perform live and do the tours and all that goes into that.
What is she talking about? Did you see her at Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah, of course.
She had her shoes off. She was comfortable. She smoked a cigarette. She was talking.
But those are things that gets her within the space where she can perform.
right,
and
where
be
she feels comfortable.
Right.
Okay.
So she has to do like
Right.
things. She has to go to that extent to get herself in a place. Whereas, when you look at like a Beyonce, it's literally like when the lights come up, boom, it's turned on. Sasha, what is it?
Sasha Fierce.
Sasha
Yeah.
Fierce comes on, and she's ready.
Adele doesn't have that same ego.
No, but
Alter
but look
ego,
at it.
alter
But look
ego.
at it. When you look at and not comparing the two.
No.
But when you
They're
look
not
at
in the same-
Adele's voice, I don't need the performance.
I would
mean,
love to
she's
see
a-
her live.
You know what's funny? If I saw Adele live, it would be going back to the Renaissance era, like a very intimate venue.
You don't
that
like
was
an intimate concert? I do.
That's literally what I just said. I said we'll be going back to the Renaissance era where there was
Which
an
Renaissance?
intimate venue, the Black Renaissance, of
Harlem
course.
Renaissance.
But I want you
Yeah,
to get
Harlem.
to what you were gonna. You want
where
that or you
it was
don't?
I would.
Okay.
If it were,
Okay.
and it would be an intimate venue,
Mm-hmm.
and you dress it up, you put on your tux for us men, and the woman put her best cocktail dress on and sit there and listen to her because and just with her it's pitch black and just
with
the
the round
spotlight.
table, with the tablecloth.
Yeah, exactly, and just the
you have
spotlight on her,
dinner.
and just I mean her voice is so beautiful, and I mean I love Adele.
She's
me ask
going to
you-
be a legend when she's dead.
Let me ask you this.
She is.
She's a legend now.
She's a
Imagine
living
when
legend.
she
for sure,
dies.
absolutely. Let me ask you
Good
this.
God,
If you had to take a choice,
morbid ass.
But seriously, you know how it works.
No, I knew what you meant.
You know how it works when someone, if they're a legend when they're alive, when they die, it goes like
No,
10
I know what
to
you meant.
power
It was a
1
comedic
million.
opportunity.
it was funny. Let me ask you
the
this right
nostril flare.
Shut up.
here. Would you who would you choose right now as far as music talent? Adele or Amy Winehouse?
Adele.
shit.
I don't think it's that easy to just say Adele's
I
name.
know you.
For me, it is.
I don't.
Look, if
I
you would've
respect
said,
that, but I don't
look,
agree.
look,
100%.
Listen, you want
Adele
me to
and
me to
Amy.
justify it to you?
No, yo, come on now. It's a podcast, baby.
For
Talk
me,
on it.
For
Please.
me, Adele, you can go 19, 21, and you can keep going. You can keep going with her where her body's of work.
Agree.
For me personally, with Amy Winehouse, there was Frank, which was before
The drugs.
the drugs took a big hold of her,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was Back to Black,
I love
which was
Back to Black.
was very much a darker album, not the
But
sound.
it was so dope though.
Yeah, not the sound. The sound was extremely dope,
Mm-hmm.
but when you go deeper and hear the lyrics, it was extremely dark. And
That's where she was at in that stage.
and
of
I
life.
don't want anyone to be in a state
lyrics
of
were very
suffering.
dark.
Yeah.
Like I don't want anyone to be in a state of suffering for the sake of
To put out
my
music.
music.
Yeah, exactly.
Amusement, excuse me, or
I
my
understand.
entertainment.
I
Just
feel
like
you.
Keisha Cole. You know, unfortunately, she's her best bodies of work have been in struggle.
Hey,
and
that's the same thing with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Back to Amy and Adele.
But anyway, for me, wholeheartedly, it's Adele. And I love Amy Winehouse.
For what reason though?
I don't like
You
how
never
quick
really
you just said
expanded on the
Adele's
reason
name.
why.
Oh, it's just consistency and for me, it's just me personally. Adele taps more into an aspect of me and how soulful her
Okay.
music is. I can listen to it when I first wake up. I can listen to it cooking in the kitchen. I can listen to it riding in the car. I can listen to it with a beautiful young lady on my passenger side
Okay.
driving to enjoy a good evening. You know what I mean? It's so versatile.
So
And it's and even in the balance and all of that, it's still something that's positive and uplifting.
for someone like me, I'm at a crossroads because the top two most played artists on my phone are Amy and Adele both. So I could never choose.
And you know the biggest thing for me?
what?
Adele's range. I'm a big fan of a
I
beautiful
understand
voice
range,
and a
but when you
voice with
talk about
range.
substance, Amy literally told her life story.
No,
through
I
her-
get it.
Literally through her
Yeah, I get
music.
it.
That is real substance.
Yeah.
That's not I took my girl, blah, whatever he be talking about. That's real.
Who is he?
Lil Xan.
Oh, we done with that.
We'll tie it back
I
in
would-
at the end.
I would never choose because Amy was an incredible artist, number one. She had an extremely unique voice that no one had ever heard before. And that's
Yeah.
why she shot to the top so quickly.
Mm-hmm. To
Because-
this day.
To this day. Because there's no one like her.
So let's go ahead and
Rest
title.
in
I
peace,
remember
Amy.
reading
Hey, 100%,
an
100%. Rest in
interview
peace.
from Nas because apparently Nas had some personal interaction with her.
Oh, I feel like they
Ooh.
were in love.
Especially and still
I
no,
think
no,
they-
no, it
that,
wasn't on that
Okay,
level.
you can say that, but
That,
you
that
don't know
cherry-
what happened behind closed doors. They were extremely close.
But it's just he even
Cherry?
spoke on
Cherry
how
wine?
Cherry wine.
Oh my
Yes.
God,
but
I
he even
love that
spoke
track.
on how heartbreaking it was because he actually they started to form a relationship before the drugs had really taken
That should have been her true
a
love.
hold on her.
You think Nas was her true love?
I said it should have been
Nah,
her true
I think
love.
it was Khalees.
Oh,
Khalees was
No,
Nas's.
I'm
the
being
Nas
genuine.
went
right.
had that
No,
chick
no,
on
no,
his
no.
arm.
No, no. I'm saying
50
I'm
Cent
admitting
reference.
that, but I'm saying Nas should have been Amy's true love.
Nah, I don't even think that was the space it was in. I think he looked at her like
They
in
had
admiration
such a
and her
beautiful
art form.
relationship, though.
And then her story, I think he had compassion for her and loved her, and then she was this like big personality and had this beautiful soul. I think they bonded and blended on that level. I
She's
think that
funny.
genuinely.
She
yeah.
was funny. She
Come
was
on, let's not give in to the hype. Not all men. It has to be romantic for it to be a close relationship.
It's
I don't
true.
think that was the case.
I didn't.
And I get
I
it. The
didn't say they
majority,
were.
that's the case. No, it's
Ooh.
not
No,
on
no,
you.
I'm not saying they were. I'm
Kyra,
saying
it's not on you. I mean, in
I
general.
said he should have been.
Ah,
They would have been good together.
You think a lot of people be good together?
Like who?
Like
Obama and Kim Jon. Come on, dude. We just
Pat
saying
and
no
Harambe.
names.
like
Look
Pat,
at Rick.
Like
We
Pat
just
and
talked
certain-
about this.
I
and a
said
certain
Pat and
woman.
Yeah,
Harambe
you
would
just
be good
cleaned it up
together.
after the.
No, hey, you know
Pat.
what I mean? I say no names out here. Hey, I grab another one. I keep him by the
Stop.
pat.
Oh man,
Listen, they would have been good together.
I hear you.
Hey.
Romantically and musically, creatively. I mean, come on. Cherry wine.
Cherry wine. Oh,
Cherry wine.
that's such a good song. I'm gonna play that shit as soon as we get
I'm
out
going
of
to
here.
start singing. I'm not going to sing, though.
Is that what you're gonna do when you get out of here?
Nah, that's not exactly what I'm gonna do. I got
Yeah,
here. Not at all.
exactly.
Not even close.
Exactly. I guarantee you won't be hearing Amy Winehouse in there.
He might. I might be like,
It'll be more like, "Ha, la ba ji da la ba." That's only funny when you know when we had it.
Is that
You about
To
to
the
get us
hookah
fucking
spot.
sued.
you are
Jesus Christ,
I'm
Pat.
not.
Hey, keep the cameras rolling. I love it. Hey, get the views. Get the views. Get the views.
Look, he just made a racist comment, y'all.
That's not
Hey,
true.
everybody, you want to come here and talk?
I
I'll let
know.
He
anybody.
said all Middle Eastern people say haluma la la la.
Actually, that's from Africa.
What?
It's basically Ethiopian. It's an Ethiopian spot.
So, final thoughts
Whatever,
on Xan and
racist.
Tupac.
What was that?
So,
Xan
final
and
thoughts on
Tupac.
Xan and Tupac. I think that
told you, I finished already.
I think that generational difference aids a lot into it. I don't think it could be used as an excuse though. You
Nope.
should definitely know your history.
Yep.
Me, all of us as a natives of Africa, African Americans here living today, it's important for
Is
us to
he-
know our own history.
What is he? Is
Who?
he white? He's
Xan,
white, right?
he says he's Hispanic, but I don't know, dude. Who knows? Like I'm not doing
Well,
the
he ain't
Ancestry.com
black.
test on him.
But it doesn't matter. He's
Nah, not at
he's
all.
trying to be a hip hop artist. He should know hip hop culture.
You should definitely know the culture you're a part
History of hip hop
and you can't.
101.
Honestly, even if that's how you felt, I felt that one, you have to argue your point with complete logic, which I think just fails immediately. And two, if that's how you really felt, some things is just better not said.
Hey, you got some pubic hair on your mic.
It was I was in here a little bit
Did
earlier
your
by
lip?
myself.
Ew.
Did your lip graze that, Mike?
I was in here by myself a little bit earlier. I
With the
apologize.
penis-shaped microphone.
Mike,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. The
But I don't need
microphone
an elaboration.
is- Okay.
I'm
Don't worry
good.
about it. I was off camera.
The incense smells good.
I just let a new
You
one.
said it smelled like
You
ass
just a musk.
earlier.
Yeah,
Eh,
like my man Mike said, it's the sulfur. it was the initial burn off.
Anyway,
It's like
All right.
opening a bag of chips.
Lil Xan needs to go and listen to some Tupac for a weekend and reevaluate. Because I
100%.
guarantee you he would not be saying that. Because he probably has never sat down and listened to a full Tupac song without skipping it.
I do have to say two things real quick. Throw a plug in there. Our boy Nate wrote a great article before this all started with Lil Xan's music. YTGglobal.com. It's called Clout. Go and take a look at it. Also, what I said about Eminem right now, these few minutes ago, I'm going to write an article on it as well. So just wait for the full write up on exactly what I have to say about his music.
I
'Cause I know we can get back to
Does
that.
Kyra know Nate?
I don't know. Yeah, have you met him before?
I think so. I
But-
think I married him.
You all got married, right?
I
Hey.
think
Oh, okay.
Hey, the
Yeah,
longest
that's my
one night
husband.
stand ever.
he's awesome. Otherwise, I wouldn't have married him.
Hey. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this shit locally because this is a DMV show. So let's talk about the fucking DMV
Specifically, when in DC,
in DC,
Shout that out.
Chocolate City,
formerly known as Chocolate
being
City.
a Washingtonian.
93.9 WKYS. I've been a huge fan for years. My man Quick 5'9" and old girl Danny Starr got into it the other day. Actually, yesterday, as a fact, with so it's a couple things with it. It's a whole lot of layers with this one. Kyra, I'm glad to have you here
Oh
to
yeah.
get that female
Oh,
point
yeah.
of view because you've been saying that for the last podcast.
I might surprise
Are you
you.
talking shit? Through Jenny, are you talking shit?
You need some women in there.
Hey, we got you
It's a
right here
bunch
right
of
now.
dudes with their dude opinions.
Hey,
real.
we gonna hey, you
That's
got the
real.
first crack at this one right here. And you're
Okay.
100% right about that.
I might
love my
surprise you.
women.
Go
I
ahead.
Hey,
love my
hey, 100%.
women.
Hey, shout out to all my women out there. What was it? International Women's Day the other day?
Oh
Said
yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah. They ain't celebrate that one in Saudi Arabia though.
Oh my
You
god.
don't remember her rant? She was like, "In the name of Women's Day, I'm gonna need you to let me talk."
Hey, exactly. She brought it up a couple times. Hey, whatever. You know, it
Don't
is what
burn
it
your
is.
finger.
Pat, what the fuck are you doing?
Being
Lighting a
weird.
match.
Why?
Put it out.
I like fire.
Oh my God.
Don't burn this place down, cause you like fire.
We ain't trying to.
If
I
you
like
would
this-
drop that.
I like this sweater.
Yeah.
This shit came in from California.
Anyway,
Shout
go
out to
ahead.
California.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Danny Stark, 5'9", quick. They So
I got
this
something
is
to
the thing right here. Let me build up the story real quick before we go into it. So Danny was looking for a nanny through Facebook, and a couple women hit her up, slid in DMs, said, "Hey, I can do the job. I'm qualified for it." Evidently, one was extremely good looking, was very attractive, and she felt a little slighted that Danny didn't hit her up, and she think it was based on her looks, being a nanny around the kids, also more so maybe around the husband. That's just speculation right there. I'm just bringing it out to the table. So this is the thing right here. Evidently, what Quick says that they talked about it beforehand about the potential babysitter, the nanny, coming on air. Danny said she was completely ambushed. So I'm not in the building. I don't know what happened. I'm just going for what I heard on air. That's the only thing we can go off of. The woman came on. My thing is that if the woman came on and sat down, she had to come and sit down through a commercial break, which means that they had time to talk about it beforehand, just based on how a show goes. So that's just, once again, 100% speculation, but you see the picture I'm trying to paint. No one just walks into your show, sit down, y'all just start talking without knowing what's going on. I'm taking slight shots right there, but I'm not trying to. So you heard the clip from there. They get into it. Danny's like, the young lady, the nanny's like, hey, only reason you didn't hire me because I'm pretty, I'm qualified for the job. You reached out looking for help. I'm here to help. Danny said, I got to choose whoever I want to come to my house, which she's absolutely 100% correct. But Danny said the only reason why, or not Danny, but the baby said the only reason why is that because I'm pretty, quick, and 5'9", hyping up 100%. Didn't have Danny's back at all on that one right there. Who knows what happened beforehand, but let's talk about it. Danny is 100% right with who gets to come to her home. The nanny feels that she should got the job. The only reason she didn't get it because she's pretty. Kyra, how you feel about that?
Okay. So here's my thing. Women already have it hard enough from y'all. And by y'all, I mean men.
Okay. All right, go on.
Women need to stick together. Now, she said point blank that she was too pretty. And she has had a history of infidelity with her spouse.
Yep, and her father cheated on her mother
right.
too. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But for her to discredit that her professionalism based on her outward appearance is bizarre to me. You should have let that woman's resume speak for itself.
But did she?
young
Do you
lady
think she
took,
did based on her looks? Not to cut you off, Pat, but do you think it's just based on her looks?
Yes, I do.
She did admit that she was very pretty.
Yes.
And she didn't actually answer the question. Is it because
she
I'm
did
pretty?
not hire that girl because she was too pretty and her husband had slid out of their marital bed
she
before.
actually deflected.
Yeah.
She never actually addressed
I'm
that.
telling you
not
what
at all.
it was. Even if she, in her own mind, heart, and soul, doesn't believe it, women are threatened by beauty, no matter
Sure.
where it comes from. So she looked at her and she was like, "That
Especially
woman is
considering her history.
right."
Her father.
Yeah, her
Right,
history's
her
all
father
fucked up.
cheated
With her
on
mother.
with the babysitter and got her
babysitter.
pregnant,
Yeah.
and now she is trying to prevent the same thing from happening
Sure.
to her, and especially the fact that her husband has
Well, that's wisdom.
allegedly cheated on her before.
Yeah. That's
She is
wisdom.
trying to protect herself, but I don't think that it is that girl's fault that your husband dipped out on you. Let her resume speak for itself. Okay, you read it. Look, she could have lied. She could have been like, "Oh, I'm going to bring you in for an interview. Bring her over to the house, talk to her. Oh, I'm not going to hire you for A, B, and C." You could have found anything on that resume that didn't fit your criteria of what you wanted for a babysitter instead of bringing up the fact.
She's well within her rights.
I'm
I
not
agree
saying that she's
wholeheartedly.
not. I'm not saying that she's
No, I'm saying I'm in agreement with you.
Right.
Yeah, she was, and she didn't
but
waste her time.
but
Yeah, you
now
can choose
she
to hire who you want,
Now
for
she
sure.
looked crazy because she said she's too pretty. I'm not hiring that girl because she's too pretty and my man don't know how to keep
Pull
it in
me
his
up, Rick.
pants. Look, I think it has to do with her security, in her marriage.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that girl's fault that your
good.
husband dipped out.
Pineapples.
Now, let me ask you this right here. Now, I agree with you 100%. Like, if you're completely confident in who your husband is, then it shouldn't matter. First of all, I'm a husband. All right. So let me just put it in my perspective. When it
Shout out
comes
to
to
Jenny.
yeah, shout out to old girl. When I have
Oh, girl.
hey, that's what I call it. She
Nah,
know that. She know that.
I know. You
we
caught
said
it
no
every day.
names. We
Yeah.
did,
Nah, that's
I
cool.
broke the
That's
cardinal
cool.
rule.
Not the woo.
Yeah, I did.
And
And I
you
made
called
eye
me up
contact.
beginning of the show.
Hey, and I
guess
made
you-
eye
tipsy.
contact with you. I concur.
Oh,
But I made eye contact with you to make sure to see if you heard it.
No, I
Anyway,
caught it.
go on, because I want to hear what you
Yeah,
got to
so
say.
me as a
Hey
husband.
Rick, you got some dry cum on your left eyelash.
Jesus Christ.
That's payback for the hairline
Hey,
or the lack thereof.
hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's a birthmark, and we'll say that for another podcast one day. I'll talk in depth about it. When the ancestry kit comes back, we'll talk about
There
it
you
100%. Give it about 3 weeks. So check this out right here. Me being a husband, this is what I do. So I get a babysitter, and Pat could attest to this too. So I had a
And
very
me, even though you don't know it.
I had a pretty chick come over one time. She was a babysitter.
An attractive young lady.
She was very attractive. She had like a great job. She was back in college looking for a master's. There's just building a picture right there. The thing is that she came over. I said, "Hi, how you doing?" Very respectful. I made sure that Jenny met her first and foremost. After that, I'll let Jenny go ahead. Listen, check this out. I'll let Jenny show her around the house. You know, I pass it off to her, talk to her, make sure they exchange phone numbers. I didn't want any contact outside of the children, and any contact came through was through my wife. I don't want. I first of all, I trust myself 100%. Doesn't matter how pretty she is. I care about the qualification. I'm not worried about that at all. As a woman, you said women threatened by beauty. I'll get more to that because I want to ask more questions about that one right there. But as far as her, to me, it doesn't matter. If you're I don't care if you're ugly, fat, skinny, extremely beautiful. If you're qualified for the job, that's all that matters right there. And that's all I care about. With that being said, you being from the
What
opposite
about
gender.
intellectually challenged?
Oh, Jesus Christ. With you being from the opposite gender, you know, I make sure that my wife is the one in contact with you. You know, it's not me texting you about anything. I just want that barrier right there. That's just what I want as a husband.
Yeah.
Now, as far as that being said, with Danny, with her situation, to be honest, if you felt that there wasn't an issue with, I mean, she has a lot of things from the past too, but the past should never reflect the present. 100%. You should be able to you're an adult. You should be able to separate the two things. I understand those are traumatic events, but we have to be able to separate then and now. It sounds like to me,
But then,
just
but
the way I
in
look at
that
it-
point, excuse me.
no,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Finish your
yeah,
point.
I'm gonna finish this point off. It sounds like to me that she doesn't trust a very pretty woman around her husband,
She doesn't trust her husband around a pretty woman.
or that too. Exactly, it goes both ways. Or I feel
But
like it's
why
more,
does
more of that.
why does beauty by default mean that you're gonna sleep with my man?
Because
A
a lot of
beautiful
times
woman
it does.
can have, but a beautiful woman can have morals, and she can say, you know what, I might be the baddest bitch on the block. That don't mean I'm gonna sleep with a married man because I value
100%.
myself. I
Absolutely.
value myself more than that.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
I'm the baddest man on the block, and I'm definitely not touching
Shut
a
up.
married woman.
Now, Pat spoke with us a lot of times.
Okay,
I'll
I
let
believe
speak
you on
it.
that point, but you
Yeah.
still a garden tool.
I don't know what that means.
Garden tool. Who we talking about here?
Garden tool.
Come on, educated men.
Garden tool. Garden tool. Is she calling me a tool?
No.
Was the garden? Was that?
I don't know.
The version?
Someone with growth.
I want the people who watch this to figure it out because they gonna know in 2 seconds.
She over here throwing Easter eggs.
Go ahead.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make
Pat,
your
you
point,
got
Pat.
Is she saying I'm only good for excavating? Because I'm definitely an excavator. I can only dig.
Oh my god.
Oh, because I
I
dig.
can't.
Go on, make your point, man. What you got for us?
Look at Mike with the smile. That's unprofessional.
Hey, ain't no singing unprofessional out here.
No,
It's our podcast.
I would have.
go.
Would you have
No.
interviewed her at least?
No.
You wouldn't have even brought her in the house at all.
Was
to
she
interview.
qualified? Was she
Genuinely,
qualified?
genuinely, if knowing the history she has and what would have inclined her to immediately excluded her from consideration? No. Why? It's like Tinder. Just swipe left and keep it moving.
Why do I know that?
I know.
But you don't.
Because
Why do you know that?
I've used it
Nate.
in overseas. That's it.
I don't have a Tinder.
It's
anymore.
infrequent. But anyway, yeah, so and it's her right. What makes it worse is if she takes her through that process only to then exclude her, because then you have to have more of a reason behind why.
Why?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
You can say anything you want to.
I would have interviewed her. And you want to know what my first...
It was definitely an ambush.
You want to know what my first question would have been?
So it's more of that later.
Let me tell you what my first question would have been.
What's your first question?
It would have been a question that pretty much all employers ask potential employees. I would have said, why are you leaving your previous job?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Well, it's a babysit, so it's more like a side gig.
Okay, but still, she was babysitting somebody else's kids before that. Why she stopped babysitting them?
And what makes you what?
Was she sleeping with the last white girl's husband?
Maybe she's want more jobs.
And then also,
maybe she want more jobs, but she could have just said
what, in
that.
your opinion,
Ask the question doesn't hurt,
makes you the most qualified person for this position,
right,
above all the rest?
She could be. I can't. I'm with Rick on this, because you can't say I'm not gonna hire her because she pretty.
No, of course.
Because she could be the best babysitter you ever had.
Well, so this is my position. I value the sanctity of marriage highly.
Mm-hmm.
I aspire to it. Is what I want.
Her husband didn't.
For me, it's God, family, business. And so I respect my house. Thinking of that, keeping that in mind, I will respect my household. I love my wife, so that's not a question. So I'm not even.
You would love your wife?
No, I'm speaking in a place of assuming that's the position.
Patrick is single, y'all. I'm just saying.
So
beautiful ladies.
I would love. I love.
If y'all
my
watching, Patrick is single.
Speaking to the mic.
Patrick is single.
So I love my wife, and so obviously I'm gonna keep that professional barrier. And the reality is,
but that's you.
My wife. Yeah. This is my position. This is my perspective.
Okay.
This is my vantage point.
Okay.
So my wife has the final say. So obviously, if she is against a certain applicant, then obviously what she says goes.
You ain't hiring her.
Yes. But for me, I'm not crossing that line, and I'm going to keep it very professional to the sense where it's, when you refer to me, I'm Mr. Wade.
Patrick.
No,
that's
you know what I mean.
Give it a couple weeks. That's what turn into.
And keeping that line is it wouldn't even get close to crossing the line of flirty or inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's about the best qualified for the job, because this is about our children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's removed from insecurities and preconceived notions.
So you're telling me you would hire a homely looking girl?
Absolutely.
But what if she's not nearly as qualified or takes care of your children the way that a beautiful girl would?
The beautiful girl will get the job if
but
my wife signs off on it.
But clearly Danny didn't sign off on it. She didn't want a pretty girl in the house, and she had no idea if the girl was qualified or not.
Yeah, but that's not to assume that the young lady in question was the most qualified.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
She was just excluded.
Hold a second, for the record.
And voice her opinion publicly.
For the record, Danny never actually responded back to the woman. She was brought,
and then for the record, she never publicly acknowledged the young lady in question as the individual she was referring to.
That too. She said a lot of people slid in her DMs. So I mean,
why did you have to say it like that?
That's how she said it too, and that's what it is.
That sound nasty.
She slid in the DM.
I had a baby.
Oh, that term sliding.
That means you trying to,
That was my original
maybe she
concept.
wanted Danny. I mean, who knows?
Can't say the
Who knows out
babysitter
here?
slid in my DMs.
Hey, slid in Jude Law DM.
She
slid in,
sent you
Arnold
a
Schwarzenegger.
direct. She sent Danny a direct message looking
Shout out to
for a
Ben
job
Affleck.
as the babysitter of her children
No,
or
no,
child.
Arnold
She got one
Schwarzenegger is
baby,
the
right?
best.
One kid.
So what's the
Exactly.
Arnold Schwarzenegger story? I'm not familiar with that one. What you got?
He had a nanny in the house. She was
Yeah.
a living nanny.
So it's an au pair.
Oh, and she was
At her age, I don't think you
Busted.
call her an au pair. No, she was
was-
a living nanny.
that's an au pair.
I want to get back to that one in a second
because
too.
but she
What I just said?
handled
Yeah.
other services within a house. You know, she did some cleaning, laundry, all of that. Kind
Oh,
of
I'm
thing
going
as
to
well.
hell.
What she look like?
And
Busted.
El Salvadorian,
She was.
She wasn't pretty though.
Nah.
if I'm not mistaken.
What year was this?
This is a long time
This
ago. Her
was-
son is like in her. He's 18 now, I think.
Whoa, he had a son with her.
Or maybe even older than that
Yeah,
now.
but it came
They had a
out.
kid together.
But
yes.
yes,
I didn't even know this one.
Yes.
yeah. The child looks like
do my
a,
research.
Just like
yeah, it
a
looks
young.
like a Latin
Remember when Arnold?
Schwarzenegger.
Remember when Arnold
he
had that long
bowl
hair?
Cut?
Yeah.
No,
No,
it
he
had
had
the
long.
The one-
Her son has long hair. I'll show you.
Yeah,
No,
show the
but
picture.
The
Show the picture. I want to see
original
this.
picture, he had the bowl cut.
You like Terminator.
Yeah.
Hold on,
No,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
not
hold
like
on.
Terminator.
No.
Like Arnold in the early days of bodybuilding. When
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
had,
Like
like,
Venice
that-
Beach.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bowl
yeah.
cut.
Yeah,
When you
I
put the
remember.
bowl
Yeah,
on top
okay,
and,
okay. All right, so let me ask you this. I feel
He
like a
looked just
nanny
like him.
versus an au pair is two totally different things. I feel like a nanny, as far as this is me talking right here. As far as anybody, it shouldn't matter what she looks like. Now, when you have a woman living with you as an au pair,
That's
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for sure. I actually rock with you 100% if you feel like that she didn't. Oh, I got my boy calling me right now. Might hit it back.
your boy.
We didn't need you to tell us that.
My boy is calling me.
No,
We'll
I ain't
just-
saying
we'll
like
just-
that right there.
We'll
Put
just
some more-
edit that out.
Hey, put some more bass in your voice with sound like a little more of a
Sounds
man.
like 50 Shades of Brown.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I miss you back.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, nanny versus au pair, I feel it's two totally different things. A nanny, I mean, you can deal with when the kids
Now,
when you're away from the kids.
Arnold looked like 10 Shades of Beige.
Let me see this picture right here. Is that him?
That's Arnold. That's his son.
Holy shit. So I said, oh, fuck.
Right? Like, but the only thing is Arnold is extra tan, so you can't see it as much.
Why Arnold look like an Indian right now?
It's probably a movie role. I don't know.
yeah, it truly is.
Jesus Christ. Why didn't you get the Indian to run it? Where's Squanto at?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Oh, you can have that. There you go. What the
Seriously.
fuck you got on the back of your phone? What is that?
It's a what's it called where you hold all your important stuff.
Yeah, I almost dropped on my yak. Gotta be careful of that.
ID.
So, a pretty woman living with you, and then, God damn, Pat,
Hey,
Jesus
let's
Christ.
let's just keep it moving.
What?
Let's
Hey,
just
Mike.
keep it moving.
Hey, Mike, please, man.
Please call
if
him
you want to
out.
kick him out, if you
What
want to kick
happened?
him out,
What he farted?
It's the
he
little
dropped it
cup.
again.
It's the little cup.
Patrick.
Oh, someone talk about this right here. I
Thought
want to
you
talk about this right
farted.
here. So I was say this at the beginning of the podcast. Here, have that shit. God damn. The reason why I bring the glasses again, because I actually cracked one after I left the studio.
Well, that's you.
Yeah, for
Stupid.
sure. No.
Stupid.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine right there. You call me every name you want to, but you over here cleaning up your yak for the second time. All over the table, looking like fucking Windex.
Hey, this is an organic cleaner.
Jesus Christ. 409.
Disinfectant.
Oh, my God. It's got alcohol in it, so I'll give you that. A pretty woman live with you is something totally different. So let me ask you this right here, Kyra, as a married woman. How would you feel if you had, let's say you
Hey, hold
and
this
Nate
1
had the
second.
money. I got you.
Appreciate it.
We don't.
Let's say you and Nate had the
Yes.
money.
Hold this.
Oh, my God.
Stop.
Hey, delete that footage.
And the sound effect was amazing.
Hey, so
man.
Kyra, you as a married woman, you and Nate right there.
Mhm.
Let's say you have a kid, you know,
A
both
child.
a child.
Jesus.
All right, a baby.
Words
Shit.
of,
Whatever.
words
Yeah.
of power.
Hey,
We'll call it a baby goat.
PC. Pat, correct.
Anyway, if we had a kid,
You had a kid.
Child.
we
God
had a
dang
kid
it.
child.
All right, you had whatever you had. Yeah, something. How would you feel that you're looking for an au pair, someone to live with you in the home? Would you look to hire a qualified individual that happens to be pretty, or would you look for the second best that happens to look a little less?
I would personally, I would hire the qualified woman who was extra pretty.
Yeah.
But that's because Nate and I don't have any issues with infidelity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because part of the interview process is diving into character. So if a person is attractive, it's as arbitrary as if they they like tennis shoes. It doesn't matter. It's about
It
the
irks
character
me.
and most importantly, their experience.
She
and
might
their
not have been the most
qualifications.
qualified, but why was she excluded based solely on her outward appearance?
But we
That's
don't-
what
but-
I can't
But
get
we don't know
behind.
that though, because she never responded back to her. For all we know, Danny could have hired someone that was pretty.
Yeah, but that's the argument. That's
Danny
the
didn't hire
underlying
nobody that was
question.
pretty.
I don't think she
because
did. I don't think she did.
I don't either. She hired somebody named Bertha
Yeah.
from Louisiana with big old boobs.
Yeah. Or else why bring
And
up the point of your father cheating on your
Right.
mother?
Like
with
she did not
a
hire
babysitter.
somebody pretty.
No,
She
no.
probably hired a gay man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, who
So
knows? Who knows? Who
unfortunately
knows?
for her, to argue to exclude certain things from the argument, she got a little high-headed and she gave more away than she probably
Oh, the
should
argument definitely
should
got high headed.
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
100%.
Oh yeah.
And Quick and 5'9", they were just hyping up 100% the whole entire way. Like, let's be honest. If that was me and Pat here and you were right here, and some shit came in accusing you of some other shit, it would have went down like that. I'd have had you
Well,
back 100%.
I would have responded because I'm not a quiet bitch.
Huh.
You're not gonna come
Ooh,
at
now
me.
it's a party.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying nobody's gonna come at me and accuse me of something, and I'm not gonna defend myself
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, yeah, silent.
I think
I'm gonna say what I need to say. I didn't hire you because you pretty, and I don't trust my man because
Hey,
he don't know
Rick.
how to keep it in his pants.
yeah, you ain't gonna spill it this time, are you?
Done.
I promise.
Man,
I'm
I ain't
keep it in
pouring
my
no more
hand.
shit.
I
You
don't
ain't-
trust
You got
you,
2 pours
Patrick.
from me.
That's
Pour your own
two.
shit.
I'm just
That's
gonna-
two.
Two in
That's
an
two.
hour.
It's been a little more than an hour.
Ah,
Pat.
stop.
No,
That's
it's-
good right there.
It's
Stop.
been under an hour.
Stop.
I don't know. You know what it is?
You keep knocking your hands in it. Well, hold your cup then. Shit.
No, what it is, I would place it here.
Then
And
put
then
it on
I
the
would go
side.
back to holding my mic.
Why you holding the mic so?
Yeah, you notice I gotta put emphasis
hands.
on mine. It's,
Peppercorn
not, it's not
is-
gay if
Hey.
it's mine.
Pepper.
Hey, he
Pepper.
say he like 2 hands.
Remember
So
what he
listen,
said earlier?
and then listen,
With the 2 hands?
and then I would go
Technique.
till once we get in conversation, and I would start making hand gestures, and I go up.
Hand
and then it's like,
gestures
up.
or
You know, Pat talk with his hands a lot.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know, shit like that. All right, so any final words
I
on
just
this?
thank God I'm a grower.
I just think
'Cause
she
some
should
are
have.
not a shower or a grower.
I don't think she should have I don't think she should have discounted her because of her appearance, because she could have been extremely qualified for the job. She could have been an excellent babysitter, and even if her husband is the type to step out, she could have been the type of woman that be like, no.
To be honest with you,
First of all, no. This is my job. I like my job, and I'm not going to let you ruin it.
you know what?
Back up.
Well, what to your point? If it's an
You can't.
if it's a situation of dealing with infidelities, then obviously you have to address and handle that and get you all back to a healthy point before you enter someone else into the household.
I can't look. Whenever someone cheats, you have a choice. You stay or you go. She
I agree.
stayed.
And that's the healthy choice.
She stayed. So
Is that always a healthy choice?
No. I'm sorry. So she spoke of that of her father, not her husband.
Yep.
Yeah. The infidelity was on her father.
But she's had a history with her husband as well, I thought.
Was it?
No, she
I
made
thought it was
the
Was it
point.
an ex-husband?
She made the point.
Ex-husband, right? Wait. Read it
She
again,
made the
'cause I
point
read
of
it,
her-
but I don't know.
Hey,
She
I'll
made
fact
the
check right
point
now. Y'all
of
keep
her
talking.
Fact check for me
father-
before I'm out here saying shit
her
crazy. And I don't
father
want
cheating
people
on
thinking.
her
got
mother
you.
with a babysitter.
So the her husband is not in question at all.
No.
That changes my entire argument. She's crazy.
I keep talking. I'm keep looking up.
Pretty women aren't just babysitters. Pretty women are at the
Remember,
workplace.
Don't
pretty,
drag your finger in when you read.
Listen, pretty women are everywhere. They not just your babysitter. He can get a pretty woman if he want one. It don't have to be in your house.
Real.
So for her to say I'm not going to hire her because
Okay,
my
all right.
dad.
Okay,
Come
so here it is
on.
right here. She explains she's proactive now after being cheated on by her ex-husband. She also said her father cheated on her mother with a babysitter, ended up
So
getting pregnant.
ex-husband.
And he ended up getting the father ended up getting when he cheated, getting her pregnant. So the new chick got her pregnant.
Okay, so
she's super cautious.
ex-husband, does that mean they're together or not? I'm confused.
No, they're not
Ex-husband.
together.
They are not together.
Yeah, so this is a new husband.
So she doesn't.
But things that she's had so much in her past that she doesn't want. She's trying to avoid it at all costs. Did you want to see that?
Oh.
That's a picture of the family right there. What was that?
Badass boss.
Yeah, that's a picture of the family. So I don't know too much about her family.
But they're not together, right? Or are they together?
She has a new husband.
Let me see that.
She has a new husband.
Yeah, new husband. Yeah, crazy. Her past is crazy.
If you can't trust your husband around a pretty woman, why would you marry him?
Not to mention, what happens when he goes out to the club or
that's what I was saying.
Might go for a
pretty
bachelor
women
party.
are everywhere. They're not just at your house babysitting your kids. If he really wants to step out with a pretty woman, he can.
And like I said,
my heart goes out to her. Anyone.
Oh.
No, some bullshit's about to come. Hold a second. Go ahead, speak, Pat.
But
no, it's not even a joke. It's just
look at him smiling. Something's about to happen. Go ahead, Joker.
It's just my heart goes out to anyone who goes through these kind of traumas and in the public eye is just looked at as, oh, you need to move on, and but it's always easier said than done.
Oh, 100%.
And the reality is there's a process that happens to get back to that healthy point. So but
my biggest point was that you can't discriminate in any. At the end of the day, the girl was looking for a job. If she would have went to Kinko's looking for a job and they said, nope, I'm not hiring her because she's too pretty, it would have been a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Why is it any different?
For her, is that, I guess it's based on the situation, is that Danny didn't actually reach out to her. She didn't actually respond back to her DM. But yes, there is.
Stop saying it like that.
I mean, it's a direct message. What do you say?
It sounds
PM.
dirty when you say DM.
No, sliding in the DMs.
Sliding DM. Hey,
just the whole DM term, ever since going down in the DM. Ever since that song, I can't say DM without it seeming dirty.
Was hilarious.
Hey, ain't my fault. That video was great. Is she loyal? Is she smart?
Prenup. He was like, prenup. When he saw that picture.
Saw that picture?
Yeah.
Hey, she was
out.
Like
something I'd say.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Hey.
When you show me the picture, it's like, prenup. Clutch the pearls.
Good. All right, so let's go ahead and get the final thoughts before we move to the last topic. What y'all think? I think me personally, I was gonna go first, not cut anyone else off, but I think a nanning and a all pairs, actually a living nanning is two totally different things.
Yep.
If you don't want, to me, for qualifications go, but so far, it's also comfort level with the individual that's actually doing the hiring. So if you feel like your man is, this, that, and the third, and you don't want to, as they said, I think in the radio interview, that hanging meat in front of a hungry lion, it is what it is. I mean, it's your house. You do what you want to do.
Me is hanging meat in front of a hungry lioness.
Hey.
But anyway.
Hey.
To each his own.
I respect the decision. I respect it.
Hey, can I get a squeeze out of that? I'll put it on my finger.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I respect it 100%.
If they're not watching this and listening, that sounds disgusting.
No, they're watching.
Sounds.
You got a camera right on you. You got your own camera on you. You're good to go. Yeah, I understand it. If it's me and my wife, I understand 100%. I'll let her do the whole hiring anyway. I'm not getting involved in that. I'll look at the qualifications. I don't care about the looks. I keep professional 100%.
Is this Berry? That's not
It's
the
cherry.
Carmax. Oh, this is not
It's
the
cherry
Carmax I know.
They make cherry Carmex now.
Hey, taste this.
I ain't tasting that shit on your fucking finger.
Hey, just lick it off.
Oh, my God.
We family. What? It's not gay.
Final thoughts, Kyra, please.
I just don't think she should have been so quick to discredit her as a babysitter based on her appearance. She could have been qualified just like anyone else.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that being said, I would have interviewed her. And even if she was amazing on paper, and when I talked to her, she was well versed and she knew about kids and CPR and all that, and she was just perfect for a babysitter, I probably would have hired her. But I would have had a set of eyes in the front, and I would have had a set of eyes in the back, and I would have been watching. And the minute
from the back is the best view. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to smile. But go ahead.
And the minute I felt uncomfortable with anything that she did in relation to my husband,
Yeah.
that would have been it. I'd have been like, okay, trial period over, bye.
Yeah. So it's funny, you made a statement earlier asking if I would interview them or just exclude them.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like no, knowing what I know, you exclude and don't waste the time.
Mm-hmm.
But now having context, yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I'll say that my statement came from a place of where she is. If there is, assuming that there is an insecurity there because of deep-seated issues,
Right.
Stemming from her past relationship as well as her father, then yes, I would exclude it. But if I am objectively looking at candidates, then I agree with you. I would interview them and go through that process because it's about the best candidate for the position. And it's about my child and the best care.
Right.
At the end of the day, we all love our children. It's all for them. Hold a second. I'm trying to take a picture of you, Pat. Yeah. Hold a second for the gram.
It's all good.
You ready?
I'm always
You doing a lot of moving. You good?
I'm always ready. I'm a healthy young man. I'm always ready.
All right. I need all that bullshit, man. All right. That was good enough. All right. So let's move on. So we got one last segment we want to do. Then probably just a few quick hits until we get out of here. All right. So, we always end on a relationship question. I find these online. Ain't nobody writing the show just yet. I dropped the email in the description box for the YouTube. So let's go and get into it. All right, let's your question. Some random I found online. Dude, honestly, like, these questions are hard to search for. If I could find, like, a website that's better for me to look at, it'll be greatly appreciated. It's definitely hard just to find these, like a legitimate question.
Yeah. Where we at, Mike?
To read on.
We need a fan base.
No, I already talked
we
to
need
Mike.
advertisement.
All right, do this right here. We're good to go.
Read the question.
I'm going to read the question?
Yep.
Advertisement?
Yep.
I ain't reading the website. We ain't getting no advertising money yet. Hey, as soon as somebody start paying some money, I'll tell you what's in this decanter. Until then, all solo cup.
Good luck.
Yeah, fuck
They
y'all.
usually
How about that?
They usually the last to cut a check.
Hey, somebody can. There's a whole bunch of local brands out here.
Okay. if you like drinking unleaded.
Hey, they cutting that check or not.
But if you want some premium.
Hey, I could say it's unleaded,
And you don't
but it'd be
want-
premium side here and still get that check. That probably just ruined the business deal right there.
Yeah, that just ruins everything.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Why the hell would I say it's premium but ingest my body with unleaded?
Hey, you led me there. All right. Let's your question. I think this is a pretty good one, too, to relate to everyone here. Pat, you fuck married women, so that's this right here.
Go ahead.
For the record, that's false. A strong wrong.
Hi, I've been married for 7 years, but I do not love my husband the same way that I used to. I mean, I like him more than anyone else in the world, but there's no zing, no spark. I love him too, but she said, I love him too, but I don't feel I'm in love with him. It's hard for me to have a physical relationship with him. I don't want to leave him, though. I want to fall in love with him and be physically attracted to him, but I'm not. Can someone please help me? Thank you. Kyra, please give us that woman's perspective on this one.
What I would say was something about him drew you to him in the beginning. What was it? Was it his smile, his scent, his charisma? There was something about him that you found attractive in the beginning, because as humans, we're animals and we have animal instinct. And you can look at someone and the minute you look at them, you're like, that dude is fine. Or that dude is not fine. Or vice versa. I think men are worse than women, because they look at a woman, she fine, and then she talks and she ain't, and then they still do it anyway.
Yeah.
But there was something about that person that you married.
I agree, most.
That you've been married to for 7 years. There was something about him in the beginning that you found attractive. I would figure out how to go back to that point. What was it that drew you to him? Revisit that.
Yeah. Try
to reignite the spark. Don't just get a divorce.
How do you reignite the spark?
You go back to the roots. You met him. Look, for me, I don't have this problem because I still think my man is fine.
Shout out to Nate.
But if I were in
did
this
that
situation,
mean, Rick, that you were in agreement, or I'm confused that you think Nate is
Shout out
hot?
to Nate and Kyra's strong relationship.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would go back to the roots and I would try to figure out what drew me to him in the first place. Okay, he was fun and I loved it, and we got drunk together.
And he
Go
had an
to a-
elongated shaft.
Go to the but obviously she don't want that elongated shaft.
And it looked like a baby arm holding
Go
an
back to
apple.
go back to the first bar you met together and have drinks together and just talk and put your phones away, because that's a problem with a lot of people now in this day and age.
Ooh, that's a great point.
Put your phones away and connect
Shut up.
with each other. Put your phones away and connect with the person, and stop being on Facebook the whole time when you're on a date. Get dressed, take a shower, do your hair, get dressed up, look pretty. Your husband, take a shower, shave, clean your beard up, get a haircut, put on a nice suit or a button up and slacks, and go on a date and try to find what was so intriguing about him in the first place. And I think for me, that would bring me back to where I was.
Yeah, I think, Kyra, you're spot on, because I was just going to provide a male perspective. And for me, hearing that, obviously as men, if we are at a position where we are constantly growing, we have to be self-reflective. So you have to take something like that and look inward first. And for me, I feel like, okay, that means I haven't kept things as fresh as I maybe perhaps should have.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's what I will revert to is, making sure let's say if I'm working a 9-to-5 job or a 9-to-9 job, and I'm just exhausted and coming home and getting in that routine,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe I need to shift things a little bit and, come home, clean up,
Mm-hmm.
groom a little bit more and make things where it's fresh and get back to that point of dating your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think even whether you're married, to be honest with you, my perspective, obviously I'm not married,
Mm-hmm.
but my perspective is I'm going into a marriage treating it as if I were dating her.
Mm-hmm.
The same way I would dating her and keeping things fresh and spontaneous. There's room, in my opinion, in a relationship for what is familiar
Mm-hmm.
and what is routine and what is comfort. But then there are aspects of a relationship where it should feel renewed and spontaneous and fresh. Especially in terms of when you're, and it's in the simplest form. It can be just going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just changing environment makes all the difference. The difference of us communicating our day at the table in our respective home versus out at a nice restaurant, can make the difference. So I would have to agree with you because it's something I believe wholeheartedly in a relationship. And just like I said, just keeping it spontaneous and fresh,
Right.
and renewed,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, I guess.
So I got an interesting perspective on this one as well too. Not just being married, but even before I was married, I used to work at a shoe store that would not be named because I don't get free advertising.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. You know what it is. Come on, Kyra.
I know.
It was a lot of middle-aged men that would walk in there, and they would look for shoes. I'm like, hey, we got this over here. We got this right here. And this is something I heard a lot. And I was like, I would never become you 100%. And I was maybe like, no, this is before. This is back when I was working at, this is back when I was at PG Community College. So I was probably like 20, 21. Those listening know exactly what store I was working at. Shout out to y'all boys and girls. Not your managers. Fuck y'all managers. They would say the same thing to me, like, it doesn't matter what shoe I get. I'm already married. It's all good. And I heard that right there. I was like, dude, your wife's right now probably about 41 years old, sucking some dude's dick that's like 22. Like, honestly, let's be real, dude. Like, honestly,
Okay.
you talking that shit right there that, hey, it's all good. I already got the girl,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way how you lose your wife right there.
But it
That's-
works. It
that's-
works
that
both
is
ways,
how it
though.
happens. It does. But as far as the
fear
male's
that.
perspective,
that's what I fear.
yeah, no,
Actually,
yeah,
the
as far
most common is on the opposing that you hear of.
yeah,
women?
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the kids come,
Mm-hmm.
they
Like-
don't. They
like,
stop
Hey,
trying.
like I already got my man. Whatever, it's all good. No,
Mm-hmm.
the thing
Yeah.
is that we're all human beings at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and if you're slacking on your job, there's always somebody going to want your spot. You're starting right now. You think it's all good, but hey, who knows? You may get cut tomorrow.
Hey.
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? You never know. That's why you always have to keep things somewhat fresh, like Pat said. Like you said, go back to your roots 100%. There's another point I wanted to bring up too, but I don't remember right now, so I just keep going with this one right here. Yeah,
Shout out to
don't
the
ever
bourbon.
don't ever get complacent. I think Lil Wayne and Babyface had that song Once Upon a Time. Don't you ever get too comfortable. Hey. That's like one of those trap soul singers that you hate so much.
I
Time
don't
before the other
hate
day.
trap soul. I think it
To
all
the
sounds
left,
the
to the
same.
left.
Hey.
Yeah.
But no, you got to keep it you got to keep it spontaneous. You got to just, sometimes surprise with gifts. Do random shit, You got to get it's a marriage. You're with the same person I've been married for 7 years. This topic right here actually means something to me too for other people out there. There's something called a 7-year itch, where it's like I've been married for so long. A lot of people get divorced around that time right there because just they just been with the same person so long. They just want to try something new, or just they just get tired of that individual. But if you can get past that, you can get back to actually why y'all got together, why y'all fell in love in the first place. After that, hey, y'all take off like a rocket.
Respect the commitment.
Another thing I was
100%.
gonna say too is as we age, everything changes. So what you might have thought was super sexual and sensual when you were 21 is not going to be the same thing when you're 30. So as you age and sexual maturity, you need to bring your husband along with that. And I think that you don't know everything you know about sex ever, because it's always changing. You're always growing sexually. So if she feels that she's not attracted to him, or he's not doing something that she wants, tell him.
Yeah, and then too, that makes sense. That makes
That's
sense.
her husband.
Yeah, and it makes sense that she has a challenge with being physically interactive with him, considering all of the mental pieces that were going on in her. The fact that things weren't as renewed, and she wasn't as attracted and felt like she wasn't as in love as she was, early on in the relationship.
Go on a vacation.
Yeah,
Vacation sex is the best.
Because if
Hey,
you're
hit the islands.
if you're
St.
genuine
Thomas.
Seriously.
and playing a real part in the relationship, then obviously you can't fake that piece.
You can't.
Yeah. Because that at a point where you all become yoked together, obviously because with marriage, then it's very true, and the intimacy becomes that much more in depth, and it has substance that supports it. So if that's not there, then obviously you can't fake the rest.
Any last thoughts on it?
I think I just made mine.
Something
That was good, Pat.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
That was
Freshen
that's
it
very
up.
classic.
Yeah, I'm done. Grab
You're
a
always
damp
learning.
cloth.
You're always learning sexually in the bedroom. There's always something new coming out on Pornhub.
What's new coming out?
No pun intended.
What's new
Keep-
coming out? Oh, second.
Keep it fresh.
Hey,
That's
keep,
all
hey,
I'm saying.
Hey, keep the listeners informed. What's new coming out?
I'm a girl.
What's popping?
I'm a girl on
You
girl
can always
fan.
learn something from some porn. I'm just
Hey,
saying. You
shout
can
out to that.
always learn something from some porn.
In reference to that site, if I'm going on there, it's
Oh
girl
shit.
on girl.
Pornhub, you owe me $1 million.
So you and old boy, y'all be watching a lot of Pornhub together? Sat back in the bed, get a few tips.
Together?
I don't know. I'm just asking you. You want to bring it up?
Do you want the
shit, you
truth,
just
or
gave me an idea for Sunday.
do you want the truth, or you want me to?
Sunday,
we
Sunday evening.
we got a
We
whole,
have together.
we got a
but
bunch of listeners out there we
not.
got to talk
It's not
to.
like every time we have sex.
No,
No,
I understand that. I understand
We
that.
have together before.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
doing that Sunday.
Who chooses the video?
We both do.
So like,
We actually have similar taste.
what is
in-
the taste?
I don't like all that fake shit. oh yeah, oh my god,
I don't think
and
anybody
it's a
likes
hand
that.
job or some shit.
So
Like,
she don't
bitch,
like it from the valley.
stop.
Was it 6th grade on the middle school bus?
You giving a
Nah.
hand job, and why are you moaning and you're giving a hand job? That doesn't make any sense to me. You are receiving there are no nerve. There's like your hand is not a sexual organ.
The male perspective, there's nothing wrong with hearing that moaning. Hey, it adds
But
to the
I don't want
aesthetics
you
of it.
to, release from a hand job. I'm doing this for what it's leading up to.
First of all, hand job. I mean, how old are you?
12.
Jesus Christ, that's the wrong audience.
Anyway.
Ain't for y'all.
Anyway, you can learn some things, watch a little porn, learn some things, spice it up in the bedroom,
Hey, it's a wrap.
and figure out what happened, why you lost that, and find it.
Any books you recommend?
For sex?
Yeah, what you got?
I don't read books. I don't.
Tony Robbins' book.
Oh,
Find
You're
out.
a college student. You don't read
Patrick-
books?
No, I read books. I don't read books about sexual.
Yeah, she made that
health.
point. You just had a horrible segue.
I'm reading a book right now, actually called
It
The
is what
Burning.
it is.
You want to know what book I'm reading right now or not? I'm reading a book called The Burning. It's about the Tulsa race riots. It's a really good book.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay.
I've
It's a
heard
really good
great
book.
things.
Okay.
Well, this is all part of our just afterthoughts for the show. We just talk about anything. Anything else
Okay.
you want to talk about?
And I would recommend One Fish, Two Fish.
Flish.
Flish?
One fish.
Jesus Christ.
two
Cut this man
fish.
off.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Mike over there, like, the
By,
fuck is
by
going
Dr.
on?
Seuss.
Oh. My kids read Dr. Seuss. You can pronounce better than
Knick
you.
knack, patty whack, dog. You got
Stop
a
it
bone.
with the kids'
Jesus
books
Christ.
for this. Come on.
No, it's from a movie that's definitely not.
But people don't
kid-friendly.
read like that anymore.
Do you think that?
No, I know that.
They read social media?
I think that
That's
time
not
is
a book.
I think that the time is done.
That's not reading a book.
Oh, shit.
Hey,
Read
it's been a pleasure with you all, man. I enjoyed this panel.
This panel.
Oh, I did
Kyra
want to
said she
bring
will
us
be
something
permanent
about
party.
your phone.
Oh, call them out, Kyra. Let's
Why?
go. Let's go.
How
Calling
come
me
when
out, she
your
calling
phone-
out Apple
How come when your phone go to voicemail, it's your company?
because I'm.
You don't have a company phone? Mr. I own my own company?
Yeah, this is my company.
Hey,
phone.
Pat in the
Your
back on the
company
van
phone
eating an egg
and your
sandwich.
personal cell phone are the same phone.
The majority of my interaction on my phone is company related. I'm talking about like 96%.
Okay, so you need a company phone and a personal phone.
Well, now it's actually shifting to that
Because you need
because
one.
of the volume.
Because if I'm a girl
Because
and I'm
out
calling
here,
I'm calling
Get 'em,
my
Lyra.
prospective boo,
Get 'em.
and I hear this is company. I forgot the name of your company.
Premier
Premier
Janitorial.
Premier
Down Under.
Janitorial. I'm gonna be like, this motherfucker give me his business phone number? He don't want me to have
Yup.
the personal phone number for real?
Ooh.
I would be insulted by that.
It's all
I'm just
good. Uh,
saying, get a little cheap little flip phone.
I haven't. I've had it
Damn,
like
flip
that
phone?
since 2008, and I've never had feedback in terms of negative.
Now,
Well, you got it now. You need to change it.
No, not now because
Oh, but you don't they don't call you. They
we
text.
aren't wrestling in the sheets.
So do
so-
they text or do they call?
They do both.
Ain't nobody calling you.
Some of them do back signals, SOS.
Ladies.
send up flares.
Do not let this man give you his business phone number. That means he don't care about you.
All right, we
It's
going.
not true. It just means that's the focus, and that's the best way to contact me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up right now. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Kyra, actually, you're going to end it off. I don't like that shit off. Say something. Say something clever.
What
I
am
don't know.
supposed to say?
I don't know anything. Just say something. End it off.
I can say it for you. It's been a pleasure. Kyra has been a refreshing difference to have your perspective
Permanent party.
and your
Hey, Pete.
amazing personality. Shout out to Nate who's doing C's for us and
Shout out to Nate.
protecting us and
Fighting for our country,
fighting for our freedoms.
protecting us as American citizens.
Yeah, goddamn right.
And that's
Perfect.
it. That's it. We'll just end it right there.
And my
All right.
apologies for spilling the yak
Jesus
twice.
Christ. Mike, just cut us. Just cut us right now. That's it. We're good.
Good.
We're good. We're
Bye,
done.
guys.
Have a good week.
Have a great week.
Birdies just